South Africa.
All right, we're
London.
here. Hello, welcome everyone to our podcast. This is the Newer Central podcast. Minette, my beautiful co-host. Minette, welcome.
Hey, Sunshine. Always happy to see you. I'm so happy that everyone came to join us today. I hope that we're able to shed some light and some sparkles for everybody today.
Yes, yes, yes. We've been coming together on our podcast since 2011. Can you imagine? 13 years ago. So what a journey, but it's always been a delight for us actually to even see each other on these events, but then also to connect with all of you. So we're seeing where you're coming in from all around the world. We're so thrilled for you to join us. And let's go over what we're going to do here today, especially if this is the first time you've ever stepped into this sacred space with us on the Newer Central podcast. We're doing a couple things actually. First, I just want to share with you this amazing process that I started working with 30 years ago. So this is a time-tested process. This is not the new trend, right, Manette? I mean, this is not, no. We've been applying this process in our own spiritual practice for decades. Okay. And so we're the living example that this works. We were just talking earlier as we were getting prepped for the show. I'm turning 65. All right. I don't feel, my body may feel a bit 65, but my spirit is timeless. My spirit is infinite. My spirit feels alive and young and excited to be here. And that's what we want for everybody. We want everyone to be able to apply this technique, this method, hopefully daily. I've been doing it daily since 1994, January 1994, 30 years ago. And I think of it kind of like a shortcut, Minette, because it's, yes, there's lots of amazing practices out there. You know, we can do meditation, we can do toning, we can do breath work, we do it all. But this technique is a quantum technique, right? So it's at hyperspeed. This thing is fast, it's efficient, it's very effective. And so I want to demonstrate it for you. And as you're coming in on the chat, if you have questions for us about it, especially in just even kind of logistics of it, you know, do I do this or do I do that? You know, this is something I've been teaching for years, and there's times where I think like Manette, I'm like, okay, it's been a long time. You know, I've been doing this a long time. Maybe it's time to retire. And then of course I hear my higher self go, oh no, you don't. Okay.
Well, you're just getting started. I didn't start when you did. I joined you at about 2010, I think. And because I've been working with you, so I know how the process has been refined and how things are sped up, how we're able to work with our blocks, our filters, our ego so much more smoothly and so much more efficiently. Now, part of that is that the vibration of the planet has really risen a lot. And so we can all get there a lot faster. And to the chance for the change in my own life pretty much immediately, probably in the first 3 years that we were working together. But the change in my life is 180 degrees different than it was when I met you. Learning how to get your soul energy, your higher self, to feel it, to keep it, that 0 point in your belly just feels so good. And yeah, I would just highly, like I said, Meg can be very modest about her work, but I don't have to be. I can brag on her and say she's really, one of the best. I have, from time to time sampled, other kinds of modalities,
Sure.
things like that. But of course, this is my home base where I work with Meg, and when we really need to get things done, this is how we get it done.
Well, and I remember back so I was 34 when I had my spiritual awakening 30 years ago. And I remember how I was back then. And I was in constant fear and anxiety. I was having panic attacks. I couldn't even feel energy. So I was completely disconnected from spirit, from the unseen world, from feeling, and I couldn't feel anything actually. I was even dissociated from my own body and my own feelings. You think about coming from that starting point to now being able to live this way, living as the higher self, right? Being able to access the quantum field, being able to not only go in and self-correct what's coming up for ourselves in our own emotions or thoughts or bodies, but then also to be able to master how we set things in motion going into the future and beginning to spiral it backwards to the now. This is advanced work. This is quantum work, and this is what we're getting you started with, and going into the basic tools of it. So what I want to do, as it looks like we all got everybody online now, I'd like to go through working with all of you as one group and get you activated and getting the what we call the quantum vortex, getting this energy running around your field, and it'll make it then easier for me to work with all of you. Now, one of the things that I love about this technique is it's not putting anything inside your own sacred field. It's running around the outside. So it's just helping to accelerate what you're doing. And also when we work with group healings or clearings or activations, everyone is going to be in their own private vortex. So there's no blending or merging. I've been in group stuff and it came out of there feeling slimed because the group all enmeshed. Okay, we do not do that. I'm very careful about personal space, personal boundaries, and no enmeshing happening here. So when you hear me walk you through, guide you through the steps, you just follow what I'm showing you and describing to you. Even though I'm going to be working with all of you at once, you will be only me and you. How's that, right? You know, that's all you need to focus on. That's all you need to concentrate on. The other thing too, just as we're setting up to get started, we're talking about being this quantum being. And this is where we start to learn how to use both the left and right brain. Most of us, we were all born into a more of a dominant left brain society, and that's fine. We have a really good, strong left brain, but now we need to kind of develop and strengthen and utilize the right brain so they're balanced. And when we are actually drawing from both brains simultaneously, it's called the bicameral brain. And that's what we want. We wanted to be able to connect to the particle field or the physical realm with the left brain, connect to the non-physical realm, the spiritual realm, the multidimensional realm of what we visualize with the right brain. That right brain of yours is your psychic mind. And I know that's basically the only thing I had active a bit when I had my awakening 30 years ago, thank God, because otherwise I was completely separated, disconnected, shut down. So I was able to sense. My superpower is clairsentience. I always first sense energy, then I begin to focus, like laser focus into it to start to read it, understand it, and let it guide me. So clairsentience, this is something I think that because I couldn't feel in the physical body anything, I was so grateful that I could sense. And so there's this, you hear this all the time too. I hear people complaining in private sessions or, in social media, I'm too sensitive. I'm an empath. No, that's your superpower, you guys. If you are sensitive, you just need to learn how to master it. You don't want to shut it down. You want to be able to sense everything, what's in you, what's around you. So we're big proponents of sensing and intuiting and feeling, because I couldn't feel either. So we're starting to, you're beginning to open up your feeling body, right? You're beginning to open up your higher mind, your clairvoyance. So we start to open these gifts up. There's blocks that lock those down. And that's what we're working on today, is to clear blocks. These can show up in so many ways, all right? They can be energy, they could be ancestral, they could be mental. That mind has so many blocks, right? They could be trauma, emotional. So all and above, we got to clear these blocks so that we're able to access our full pillar, right? Your pillar of light, your chakra pillar, access your whole light body, your whole pillar, because that pillar is the home for your higher self to descend down into. And if there's blocks in here, which there are, it's really difficult for the soul to merge with us inside. It's a process, isn't it, Manette? You know, we just layer by layer, we remove these blocks.
Layer by layer. And one thing I'm going to give you guys a quick cheat code. The vortex goes around and it's spiraling up, right?
Yeah.
So don't freak out if you were working on something down here and as you spin up, you see it again and you think, oh no, it's back. No, no, no. But you have a new vantage point. You're aspiring. So you're going to look at the same thing, but you're going to look at it from a new vantage point. And maybe you'll see some other parts of that story to clear. And that's perfectly fine. But it's part of the coming back to something is part of the process. Don't give up.
Yes, because when you actually clear a block, I always feel, and I feel it now, and it's kind of like dead weight coming off, right? It's very dense, it's heavy, might feel like concrete blocks dropping off or kind of skins peeling off, you know, it's layers dropping. You spiral higher. It's like cutting the anchor, right? You let the dead weight drop and you go up higher. And this is how we continue to evolve and ascend. Drop the dead weight, clear the density, go up another level, and then deal with what you find there. So you can never go backwards. Once that energy is dropped, you've risen above that plane. This is the good news about this. It's kind of like a stair step, right? Process. You just kind of go up, see what comes up next, go up, right? So anyways, we just want to encourage you when you catch, so because there'll be times where I wake up and oh my God, I'm so depressed. What is all this? And then I've learned over time to ask, is this me now or is this old? And most of the time, probably 80 to 90% of it is old, right? It's from the past and it's releasing. So my job is just to help it release, right? Get it clearing. And so there's lots of things that I supplement this with the vortex. Of course, that's my go-to technique first. You know, always am spinning, I'm always clearing, but there's also other things you can do as well. Manette and I are big fans of the salt bath at night, right? Really wash your field, right? Get the slime of the day off, clean your energy before you go into the sleep state. So important, isn't it? Oh my goodness. And being able to wash and flush your system. I do lemon water every day, wash and flush your system. I do pranic breathing. I do, you know, I get out and I'm hiking along in nature, breathing, moving, because we want to get the energy. It's called inflow, outflow, right? This circular flow. And we have to do that ourselves. It's not going to just happen on its own. So we begin to maintain our energy. We're just so dialed into only looking at the physical. We ignore our energy body, right? We ignore it, which is greater than your physical, right? Your energy body is massive and your physical body is just this little thing here, right? You know, so you want to start working with both. We're made of both physical and spiritual or energetic. We use these terms interchangeably. We also use the wave, which is spirit as well. So we are both, and we have to begin to honor our needs for both our physical body and our energy body. So the clearing is important, the clearing, because if it doesn't get cleared, it just kind of gets stuck in there and it can become toxic and it can weigh us down and it can slow us down, which we don't want, right? And it can stop us, which we definitely don't want. We want to be in this flow, this circular flow and this stair-stepping evolution. So we don't want to get stuck.
Yeah, and it does require rest. So, you know, you get done with this thing.
Yes.
You have to, it's okay, you know, have to stop and take a nap. I always think that I should be able to run a marathon, but it kind of hasn't worked out like that. Guess I wasn't that motivated. But no, keeping going is a big deal. One of the things, you know, we're not going to ever get done. You know, we're still here, we're still on the planet. There's always something new. Liken it to a video game, you know, you finish a level, you finish a level, you finish a level. Ooh, what's in the next level? What's in the next level? And but it's, I think, a lovely
The
way.
lifestyle now, isn't it?
Yeah, to be in life and in existence, being connected to your higher self and learning how to maintain your center point so you don't have to react to what's going on out there. Out there can't really touch you when you get your inner whole 0 point running, because you can always run back to your 0 point no matter what you see outside, no
Always.
matter what scares you outside. You can always run back to your 0 point and just like Okay. They're staying in the 0 point till something else changes. And it's been a wonderful way to work in the world, to process in the world, to be in the world, with this energy and with your own power. You're claiming your own power. One of the things that I learned immediately from working with Meg is, even if you think you aren't psychic, or you think you can't see, or you think you can't feel, you actually have very strong instincts as to what your blocks are. You can actually, once you start getting in the vortex and you start, focusing on that energy, you can start to find, like, wait a minute, what's that in my shoulder? And then that little thing in your shoulder will tell you what it is.
Yeah.
Do you remember that time when you were talking to this person and they weren't very kind to you, blah blah? Got stuck right there. Let's let that go. If maybe it has a story to tell, you don't know, but your instincts about what's really going on with you are much stronger than you think they are. But this introduction to this working with Meg really did sort of give me a shortcut on that. I don't know, I'd probably still be back on, clearing ego in
So
my
would I.
kind of work with Meg.
So would I. And I think I find it, I hear this all the time, especially in private sessions, right? Where people say, well, I can't see anything. And then in the discussion, I'm like, yeah, but every time I look to the right, there's like this dark presence there. And you're like, well, what part of you is seeing that? You are seeing, you're sensing, you're knowing. We need to give ourselves credit for way more than we realize, as Manette brought up, because I hear this all the time, Manette. Yeah, I can't see anything. And then they describe the whole thing.
Yeah,
Like, well, you're
exactly.
not seeing that with your physical eyes, so how are you seeing that?
Well, and
We are.
yeah, and I also want to make a lot of value, even though, obviously I've learned a lot about how to maintain my own energy and how to get to where we need to be. But coming together in this way, one of the most magical, amazing things I think we do is when we do the global, it's so important that we come together and share our energies, what we worked on, our observations, because as we ascend, we're ascending the planet, we're ascending the collective. Whatever you're clearing, you make it available for everybody else to clear. You don't have to go to your neighbor and knock on the door and say, hey, did you know? No. We're just, everything's vibrational. We're raising the vibration of the planet, we're raising the vibration of the collective, and that's what we're all here for.
Such a great point, because we forget that too. We forget that we think we're only in this body, but no, we're in our own energy field, and our field is in a grander field, right? A collective field, a planetary field, and we are influenced by that field, and we can influence that field. And so every time you do a clearing, you're helping to unlock that in the planetary field as well. So this is, as you get to know Manette and I, when we do these podcasts, we're always focused on personal and planetary, because you cannot separate them anymore. And actually, we don't want to be in separation anymore. We want to be in unity consciousness. We want to be a part of the field, right? The unified field, the quantum field. This is so empowering. And what we what we focus on, and what thoughts we allow, and what visions we hold, and intentions, that affects our field, but it also affects the planetary field. So much influence we have, and if we're not even using it, it's a shame. So this is partly why we want to set this time where we all come together. When we come with the singular focus, that is like laser light going right into the planetary field and setting so much into motion. We are influencing our future when we come together as a group all around the planet and setting energies in motion. This is very effective. If you're fascinated with this concept, you might want to read the book called The Field by Lynn McTaggart. She is actually a journalist, and she interviewed all kinds of research and studies, and she really nailed it on the power of collective meditation, collective intentions. It's very, very influential. So our job is to just kind of remind you all how much power you actually have, how much influence you have, not only in your future reality, but also in the planetary. Because it's easy to just kind of get apathetic and go, it's so horrible out there, I'm giving up. But no, that's exactly when that's the perfect time to do your intentions, because in a way, that old hierarchical planetary system, it's breaking down. Everything's going into a breakdown. Even everyone who's living it is having breakdowns, you guys. And that's when we influence the field. We influence the future outcome. It's not comfortable, is it?
It's a little uncomfortable to watch sometimes, right? But
It is.
when we see that though, we know, or at least I do at this stage, I understand that when I see somebody sort of going through it, having their pain, their dark night, their frustration, we know that they're headed for their breakthrough.
That's right.
On the other side
Exactly.
of that is a blessing.
That's right. There's the breakthrough. Yes, 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 yes. So we just always hold to this process. It is so empowering, and I think you're going to love it. So, okay, before we get started, let me just go look at my little cheat list here. One of the other things to remember is when we're clearing these blockages, so it's like I work very closely with Archangel Metatron, and he calls it internal house cleaning. And yeah, it is. We're getting in there. We're getting into the dirty closets, and all the junk, right? Or we're scooping stuff out. We're cleaning stuff out. We're doing our internal house cleaning because we want to create this sacred vessel, this pillar, as the home for the soul and the human to merge as one, right? Where we are going through an extraordinary shift from living as the ego self to the higher self. Think about that. That is what's happening. So it's a completely different reality to live as your higher self. Keep that in mind. It may feel like, oh my God, when am I going to get to the bottom of the barrel and clean all this stuff out? Do not focus on that. Focus on you're creating a sacred vessel, an environment for your higher self to merge in. Okay, that's what kept me going. And incrementally, more and more, my soul energy came in and everything started to improve. So it is a process. We're going to keep using that word, right? It is a process, but everything begins to pick up momentum and improve. So what we're going to do is go through the steps to get the vortex, quantum vortex, running around your field. To do this, as I mentioned, I've been working with Archangel Metatron since my awakening in 1994. He's just kind of been my right-hand guy, and he's been showing me how to do this process baby step by baby step, because I'm like, what are you talking about? I can remember when it first was like, draw a circle of 12 points and get in the circle and start spinning your energy. I just like, I don't even know what that means. Okay, I trust this will work. And so I began to learn how to spin my energy. That's where we start. Why do you want to spin our energy? Well, there's so many things about this, and I don't have time to go into all of it. That would be a future class. But what we want to do is we want to increase our energy frequency instead of this low, dense, stuck, right? We want to spin. And the way we're spinning is right to left. This is if you're looking from your head down to your feet, we're going to spin right to left, anti-clockwise. The reason for this is when energy is spinning clockwise, it gets denser and denser, and to the point where it squeezes and compresses energy to become an atom, to become a particle. So we're doing a reverse spin to begin to unlock that compression, unlock that density, free up your field so you can start getting in there and doing your internal house cleaning. Okay, so we're going to go right to left and begin the process of spinning faster, increasing energy frequency. Think of it like you're in a blender, right? You're also integrating physical, mental, emotional, spiritual bodies, because we've been all separate. So we're starting to unify ourselves. We're starting to increase our energy frequency, and we're doing the reverse spin. I don't know about you, I'm already starting to sweat.
Just talking about it, right?
Goodness, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be dripping because the vortex will increase your temperature as well, because you are going faster. Your atoms are spinning faster. Your field is spinning faster, but that's why we say it's an accelerant. It's very fast and effective because you're not having to kind of like, pull this stuff out. You're using the spin momentum of the vortex to pop this stuff out. Okay, we're working kind of from the top top deeper in, right? The surface stuff we're going to really spin out today, and it'll allow you to get deeper and deeper into, the sticky stuff that you have to get into and begin to bring your consciousness in and do some healing work, possibly, especially if there's core wounding in there. We want to spend some time and be with ourselves and be in that energy with love and compassion, and healing the kind of the wounded human part of us, the inner child part of us. And so we're going to work on getting this stuff off the top so you can get deeper in, build soul presence. That's our goal. Build soul presence inside. Okay, I think we're ready to go. What do you say, Manette?
Yeah. You see my eyes going over. I'm checking everybody's emails. I'm checking the input. I'm checking the requests. Looks like just gonna say this before you go in. Sometimes I just have a very general request. So maybe I'll just call out the person's name.
You just flipped out for a second. Can you repeat that?
Oh, no, I said some of them is a very general request. So I think at some point I might just call out a group of names and then I'll move to the next email.
So
you
as
guys-
Manette's reminding us, we're gonna all get into the vortex first, and do some clearing, more group focus, group clearing. This will help me because then you're going to already be in the vortex energy. So then when we start to do more of the personal requests, then you're already in the vortex, and I can pop things quicker. We have 500 seats here open. It's a full house, folks. And so thank you for joining us, but we're not going to be able to do all 500 requests. I wish we could, but we can't. So we're going to just randomly pull. Manette is going to be manning the emails. That we've got a ton of emails that came in the last couple of days. And also if you raise your hand, we can bring on a few of you as well who are present here in the webinar. Recommendation: keep it short. Keep it, if you can, to like one sentence. If you can identify where you're feeling blocked, that helps me because I can really zero in on it. If you say, "Oh, just read me," it's a little, it's not going to work. So more precise, more descriptive, more of where you're feeling it, experiencing it, that then we can really get in and start popping stuff. How's that sound?
Yeah, and the good news is a lot of us are in a similar place. So I might have somebody struggling with one thing. There's probably about 4 other people suffering with the same thing. So we'll tune in that way too.
So I'm so glad you brought that up. So because we are going to be in a group here, some of the same doing some heart healing, you might feel movement in your own heart. That is exactly what we want. That means something that was resonant or a match to what I was working on somebody else just responded to the work. This is why working in a group like this, in a big group like this, we can knock out stuff that's similar because we have all a lot of common issues, you guys. It's really, really more common than you can imagine. So if you feel your own energy responding when we're working, so that's why, pay attention, because in a way I'm going to be probably talking to you as well, even though I'm talking to somebody else, that you could have a healing happen. So glad you brought that up. Yes. Okay, now I find it's easier for me to close my eyes and focus and scan the energy. So we're going to blip off from our video for this section, and then we'll come back on as we are working towards the end of the podcast. We just want everyone to just kind of not get too focused on the visual, right? We don't want to use that left brain because that actually pops us out of the space, out of the vortex. So we're going to just close our eyes, focus in. Think of it like you're just kind of coming in here and you're coming into your inner mind, your inner psychic mind, feeling, sensing your own energy. So Manette and I are going to pop off the video for this time of where we're doing the healing work, and then we'll see you at the tail end. Okay. All right, my dear. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is get this vortex running. All right, you guys. Let's take a couple deep breaths to start to open the flow of chi into the heart, into the breath, into your bodies. Remember, I was mentioning earlier about that kind of inflow, outflow of chi, of energy. So let's start getting that moving. Inhaling in, opening up the lungs, opening up the heart, stretch that heart open. You can put your hands on your heart and solar plexus if you help. We're going to start to bring our focus down from the thinking mind and down into the body, into the core center, into the heart, into the solar plexus, into the breath, into the heartbeat. Opening up the chi. I use my breath quite a bit to move energy. And as we're dropping down more into our core center, continuing to run your energy down into the lower body, sitting into your hips and root chakra, getting grounded. Run your chi down the leg channels to the feet chakras and lock onto the crystal grid of Gaia. Imagine your feet chakras are like magnets. They're just going to lock right onto Gaia's grid. It's like grid. Okay, there we go. And you can also visualize extending roots of light from your feet chakras into Gaia's grid as well. Like you're moving your roots of light into the ley lines of Gaia. Like a big oak tree, getting nice and rooted, grounded, centered, steady, stable. Okay, there we go. We're getting some earth energy there at the feet. As we're grounding, we're connecting to Gaia. Let's also connect to spirit. We're connecting to Mother, Father, Source. Connect to your original God spark, your oversoul, and your origin, your soul family, your soul cluster, your home star. You're going to connect through your unique soul energy frequency, where you're there and you're here and you're linking up through quantum entanglement. There we go. Always connected to home, to your oversoul. Okay, we're connecting to Gaia's nature spirits, to the devas, the fairies, the elementals of air, fire, water, earth, ether, and calling in our beloved Archangel Metatron. We can't create anything in this universe really without the elementals, without nature. Metatron is embedding under your feet the template called Metatron's Cube. And this is made of outer 6 circles, an inner 6 circles, and then a center 13 circles. I mentioned earlier, this is where they started. So imagine your feet now are connecting to Metatron's Cube template under your feet in your grounding, and it's giving it your light, your life force, your power. You're turning on the Metatron's Cube template, activating it, lighting it up. Okay, there it goes. And those 12 circles start to rise up as pillars of light, beams of light, and they're going high above your head, big pillars of light, and they're around the outer edge of your aura, right? They're around your field. Good, excellent. Those pillars of light are humming and vibrating with the 12 harmonic phi tones of the 12 dimensions of our universe. And we hear these 12 tones as they vibrate into us as the sacred sound of Om. And as they vibrate and hum Om, they're starting to rotate right to left. As I mentioned, if you're looking from your head down to your feet, they're going anti-clockwise, right? The reverse spin of a clock, right to left, anti-clock. There they go. They're starting to rotate. We're going to get this spinning up faster. Oof. Okay, here we go. And as they go faster and faster, those 12 beams of light begin to blend and merge and form a vortex of diamond white light. Okay, there it goes. Now we have a vortex spinning around us. Again, right to left, counterclockwise. As it's spinning, it's starting to open and expand your field. It's a radiant vortex. It's a 45-degree angle outwards from your feet, so like a V shape out, opening and expanding your field up into the higher dimensions, going out, or let yourself expand. This is the reverse spin of the compression I was mentioning earlier. In a way, think of it like you're liberating your field. You're opening up the space around your particles. You're expanding into the ocean. You're starting to merge with the ocean. You're starting to become one with the quantum field of all that is. You might feel like you're getting weightless. Go into the field. This is what we call the wave state of spirit. And you keep your feet locked on earth and you stay in the center of your body. You're allowing your field to expand. You're allowing your consciousness to expand, but you're staying grounded to earth. And as it opens and expands, and we're starting to really merge into the wave state, we're going to stay there. And then also start to bring our energy back into the body to the particle state, which is the atomic state. And so spiraling back into the core of your chakra pillar, coming right back into the heart solar plexus, spiraling back in, very, very concentrated in your core. There you go. Everyone's spiraling back into their pillar, into their core, into the heart solar plexus, right into your core center. And now you're in the particle state and you're in the wave state simultaneously. And we're going to break the barrier. All right, as the vortex is spinning faster and faster towards the speed of light, it starts to collapse the barrier between the wave state and the particle state, between spirit and physical. It drops out. Okay, there it goes. It's dropping the magnetic barriers, the gravitational force fields. And as they drop, we're opening to being in the dual state simultaneously, both in the wave state of spirit and in the particle subatomic state of the physical. When we're opening your capacity to access the quantum field of all that is. Good. We're just opening some more. All possibilities, all potential future outcomes. And it's unlocking where things were stuck inside you. It's unlocking your fields. So you can start to get in there and begin to move and clear what is completed, what is done, what is ready to release. So just allow yourself. Imagine it's just, again, it's like all your particles, all your atoms are floating in this field of waves of spirit, of energy. Okay, we're going to activate another spiral. This is going to be a tighter spiral. It's coming again up from Metatron's cube template at your feet. And here we go. We're activating. It's called the Phi spiral. It's also called the Resurrection spiral. We're going to let it rise up from the feet, spiraling tight up to the root chakra, moving up your pillar. And as it spirals anti-clockwise, moving up the pillar, it's clearing density, trauma, memory out of the chakra centers, out of the pillar, spiraling all the way up the body, past the crown, keep going up. You're opening your pillar, you're expanding your pillar of light all the way up to the top, 12th chakra, top of the pillar, up to your higher self, at the top of the pillar. Yeah, there you go. Breathe up, go up. And as best you can, connecting to your higher self. So you might get a sense, you might get a feel, you might feel a vibration, you might see light, your higher self, however it comes to you. You're just going to make a command that I'm now connecting directly to my higher self. Your higher self is the soul aspect of you in this incarnation. So this would be, for me, it's my soul aspect of Meg in this incarnation. You're connecting to your soul aspect of this incarnation. I always do like a heart to heart connection, a heart to heart bond. So placing my hand on my higher self heart, higher self hand on my heart. Just build that bond, build that connection, because we lost it. So we're rebuilding it. And as we're connecting to our higher self, this soul aspect of this incarnation, you're starting to get a sense or a feel or connecting to your unique soul energy. Your soul energy is made of light and sound. So starting to attune, to sense, to feel, to command, to connect to my higher self, my soul light frequency and my soul vibrations, my tones, my harmonics, my sound waves. These are uniquely yours. And you just attune and lock on to your soul energy of light and sound. And we're going to reverse and bring soul energy back down the pillar into the body. So this is what Minette and I were talking about. You want to embody your soul energy. You want to descend your higher self down into your body, into your pillar, into your core center. So to do this, the center of the vortex is a vacuum state. And as you know, probably from basic physics, vacuums want to fill. And so your own vacuum state in the center of your core of your vortex is starting to pull your soul energy down the pillar. It's like a river flowing down through the crown, into the body, down the pillar, filling your soul energy into all the chakra centers, all the way down to the root pelvic floor. We call it in. This is the inflow. We breathe it in. We spin it in. We pull soul energy inside us. Pull your heart self down into your body, into your pillar. Oh, here it comes in. And this is your soul light, your soul consciousness, your soul presence, your soul essence, your soul wisdom, your soul gifts. Just breathe in, fill in like you're filling up a tank inside with soul light, soul vibration, soul energy, soul essence. Ooh, more flowing down and in. And this is our light is our power. Let it empower you. Let it strengthen you. Let it nourish you. Let it heal you. The more soul light we pull into us, the more it lights up our light body, which is designed to run on our soul light. Ooh, here comes more down and in. Breathe it in, call it in, filling up inside. Soul energy, soul light, soul consciousness, soul presence. As it's filling, let's stream some of the soul light vibrations into the heart crystal that runs in the heart. And we're going to give that heart crystal a good blast of the soul light frequencies, soul vibration. There it goes. Whew. And it's just like a big starburst of your soul light rays in all direction, like a big sun radiating soul light in your chest, in your heart. Good. And this starts to build heart magnetism, soul magnetism in the heart. It also fuels your light body. Whew. Okay, it's increasing, building, strengthening. So we're going to use the vortex that spins around us, and we're going to use our inner soul light to help move stuck energy out, move the blockages out. We're going to add one more ingredient. Now that you've been opening up your pillar more, let's go vertically back up the pillar, up to the top to connect to the divine universal energies. And we're going to call down the pillar the crystal diamond purification light of source. This is source light. It is diamond light. It's the full spectrum of light. So we're going to start to call crystal diamond light of source down the pillar, down the crown, and moving it into the head, down the body, to the feet. So running crystal diamond light down your whole pillar, down into your body. Call it in again. Breathe it in, pull it in. And think of it like you're taking a light bath. You're just letting the crystal diamond light wash through you. We're going to use it to loosen and lift these old stuck energies, these energy blocks. So before we do that, let's just do a quick kind of surface clearing, and then we'll go deeper. So where vortex is spinning, we're commanding the crystal diamond light to wash through, flush through, loosen up, lift out all energies that are not a match to your soul vibration. They are not coherent with your soul frequency or soul essence. Okay, here we go. We're already starting to get energies moving. They could be from this life. They could be from past life. They could be from the planetary field or the family system. So we're just going to go general first. We command these energies to loosen up, spin up, flush out, lift out, reverse, back to source light. Whoa, here we go. Front and back of the body, coming out of all the bodies, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, into source light. All that is not a match to you doesn't serve you. that is limiting you or blocking you. All right, here comes some more out. And you might also be feeling it come out of the nervous system, especially off the back, spine, vagus nerve, amygdala, whoa, brainstem, lifting out. Everything that the vortex spins out of your field goes directly to source light, doesn't spew all over the place, directly into transmutation light of source. Okay, there goes another lift out. Keep going, keep spinning, keep calling it up, keep exhaling and letting it release. You're giving it permission to let go. Okay, there goes another. Ooh, out to source light. Ooh. Good job, everybody. Every layer we clear, we get lighter. And you start to spin faster. So you go faster and you get lighter and you get freer. Okay, let's take the crystal diamond light of source deeper, going down deeper inside, into the chakras, into the body, into the pillar. Let's now start to clear out, call out any pattern or program, any system, any energy blocks or barriers or energy walls that are limiting you, that are opposing you, that are interfering with you. We cancel, revoke any permission allowing them to be here. We command them out, reverse them out, spin them out. Okay, here we go. Ooh, energy blocks lifting. Back to source light. Whoa, let it lift. Stay in the right brain, stay in the feeling body, keep spinning, commanding it out. Ooh, there's another lift. Back into source light. And you might be feeling like coming right out of your core, these energy walls or energy balls or big barriers or blocks. Just let them lift, let them spin out, clean out, reverse out. Okay, there goes more. Anything that's been opposing you or pressing you or slowing you down, anything opposing your success, anything that's separating you from your soul. Whew, okay, there goes more. Anything that's dampening or blocking your joy, your abundance, love. Okay, there goes more. We spin out, command out, reverse out. Nice, all kinds of barriers leaving. We're taking back our field. We're commanding our field. We are becoming the master of our own energy, the master of our own field, the master of our own reality. Yes, there's more popping off the heart, solar plexus. These are your power centers. Just lift out, clean out, reverse out. This could be where other people projected their ego into your power center, anywhere they were opposing you, anywhere their ego was pushing on you. We reverse that back out now. This is not allowed. External energy is not allowed in your chakra pillar. Ooh, here we go. Out now. You're in violation of my sovereign sacred space. Out now. That's a good lift. Oof, back to source light. So this is external energy coming out. We're claiming this as our sacred vessel. We're claiming this as our sovereign sacred space. This is our own private sanctuary. Nothing should be getting in from the external astral plane. Ooh, imagine that you're containing your aura better. Let's call in Archangel Michael, and he's going to help you secure around the edge of your aura a nice strong orb of light, your container of light, 360 degrees all around your private energy field. And we just do this here in 3D, the physical realm, and 4D, the astral plane. Once we start accessing up into 5D and higher, we don't need to contain our energy as much. Okay, that's good. There we go. And imagine that your beautiful orb of light is connecting with your feet and grounding onto the earth plane with you. So it moves with you on your path of light every step of the way. There it goes. Good. Taking hold. So we don't want to just go through this process of clearing out energies, but then having our field wide open and more can come in. We want to actually improve here. So this is one of the first things I had to do, because when I first looked at my aura, I had a lot of holes and gaps in it. So this is where Metatron and Michael came in, and there's like, okay, now you need to start setting up your own personal boundaries. You need to contain your field. And so this has been instrumental in being able to continue to do the inner house cleaning, and new interference doesn't get in. You're containing, and by really stepping in and being the master of your energy field, you become the protector of it. All right. You become the healer of your own energies. You become the provider of your own energies. You become the owner of your own energies. Okay, good. That's spinning in and taking hold. This is beautiful. So we're going to go ahead and start to do some more personal work. And as I mentioned, you might also experience continual release here. What I ask too is, as you are clearing blocks, as I mentioned, it's quicker if you can actually identify where you are feeling blocked. And this could be where you're feeling blocked in love, or you're feeling blocked in financial support, you're feeling blocked in connecting to your soul. You don't know what your soul purpose is. You don't, these are the things we want to unlock and open up for all of us. So just continuing to hone that right brain, right? That psychic mind of yours. That's what we focus with in the non-physical, in the spiritual realm. And that's what we are able to sense, where you might even just feel it like when you try to move forward, it's pushing back on you. Okay, that's more of an energy block in around your physical body. So just starting to see where you are picking that up, and then you can focus on that when we're doing the continuing to do these clearings. So I'm going to come back to Manette and see where you want to go first.
Let's start with Lisa. It's a little complex, and then I'll move to something a little more simple. But Lisa specifically says, I'm writing to you regarding being engaged in ancestral familial healing for some time. I would love to ask for support in clearing my morphogenetic field around my body, which has lingering distress and trauma that is ready to be cleared. I've been working to release layer upon layer of emotional and energetic material for the past 2 years, and 1 year in particular. I've come a long way, and releasing more will help release me to the the next level of healing and positive growth.
Okay, so this is ancestral lineage, right? This is ancestral. This is what we're born into. So this could be multi-generational for all of us. And I'm just going to attune to Lisa with the work she's been doing already on closing and completing. Our job really is to clear our earthly history, so we start living in the now. The more that we exist in the now, the more we're able to merge with our higher self. When we get into that left brain and we're in the ego mind, it pushes the soul out. So we want to continue to finish with our family operating system, finish with our ancestral lineage. Okay, so I'm already feeling something begin to unwind out of your heart, throat, Lisa. Let's start to lift out. What I see a lot of times is we get entangled. Think of it like you're in the family web, right? We get entangled into this system we were born into, and okay, so it's this still coming up out of the heart, throat. Let's use the diamond light to flesh that out, reverse that out, any cord attachments, any entanglements to the ancestral operating system. To think of it like you're pulling the web out of your body and moving more into your pillar of light, stepping out of the family web, the ancestral lineage. Okay, they pop loose there. Ooh. And we just bless our past. We bless our family. We bless our ancestral lineage, but we also allow it to complete, allow it to fulfill itself. Okay, more is popping off now. It's coming out of the back of the brain stem, which is the unconscious mind. The primal brain stem is the ego mind, sliding right up and out of the back of the neck there, out of the primal brain stem. Whoa. Again, as you step forward out of the web, that attachment cord into the primal brain stem from the ancestral lineage is sliding back out. Woo, there it goes. Everybody can benefit from this. Pulling out of the family web, the family matrix. We want to be able to live 100% in our soul pillar of light, our own light body, our soul lineage. Okay, that popped off your lease off the back. Ooh. Oh, here you go. Okay, you're starting to light up vertically in your pillar. It's a bit of an adjustment, upgrade from the family energetics to the soul energetics in the pillar. Okay, I'm gonna just let you spin it out. You're updating. Let's set an intent that you are completing. So a lot of times with families, with ancestors, imagine like you have like your soul contract with them and your Akashic records, and you're just, as you begin to complete with it, you're coming full circle. Imagine you're tearing up that soul contract with the ancestral lineage, with the family, and you honor and bless all that has been experienced and fulfilled, but you're closing out, you're releasing out, you're tearing it up, put it in the refiner's fire of source light, null and void now, as you're shifting into your soul energetics in your soul lineage. Okay, there we go. Releasing. That's rippling through your field. Updating. There might be still some healing if there is ancestral pain or wounding. I sure had a lot of that, so don't be surprised if that might still come up. But what you're doing is you're shifting. Think of it like you're shifting operating systems. You're shifting out of the human family system, that was that matrix or web, and you're shifting now into your soul system, which is your light body and pillar. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's spiraling in. That's integrating in. Or just stay in that space there, Lisa, and let that continue to integrate. Beautiful. And anyone else who received something from that, stay in your pillar, stay in your beautiful, brilliant, pearlescent pillar of light. This is our new home. This is our new system. This is the system for the higher self, our sacred vessel, our beautiful light body. Okay, Manette, let's go to the next one. Thank you, Lisa.
Sure. So I'm gonna put a couple of them together because I know we have so many. I want to get to as many as we can.
Yeah.
But I'm lumping these together because I know from working with you for years, this is all in the same place. I bet this is all in our heart.
Okay.
Mary says, I'm going through a huge transition and would very much appreciate a clearing. Selena says, on Toca Bago land, I request clearing for any lack mindset or low confidence in money and love. And then from Claudia, a little more detailed. I kindly, humbly ask for a clearing to open my heart and energy field, please. I feel my heart has been shut down for several years now, but more recently, I feel like it's reached a point where it's completely closed. I've been unemployed for 8 months and on the brink of losing my home and basic resources. I don't have many friends and I'm distant from my family. I would like help clearing the blocks that have prevented me from feeling, giving, and receiving love and connection. I humbly ask for assistance from Metatron, my guides and ascendant beings, to feel love again, receive health, connection, resources, and prosperity.
Okay, so yes, this is heart issues. I had this as well. My heart was closed from childhood abuse and wounding, and I couldn't feel anything. I couldn't receive anything. I couldn't make money. Like it was all of that is interconnected. Our ability to receive is directly linked to how open our hearts are. So if you're having trouble receiving the abundance of the universe, that means there's blocks in the heart. So all right, so I'm going to just tune in. Let's do a heart clearing. Get the crystal diamond light flowing down the pillar. Move it into your heart center, into your heart chakra. Could you even go into the thymus high heart, like the whole chest there? Okay, there we go. And we're starting to use that crystal diamond light to loosen and just shift and unlock anything guarding the heart. So this could be body armor, right? This could be dense wounding that's all closed up. And okay, there we go. We're just softening it. Mention also if this is from internal wounding, you're going to come inside and wrap your arms around your inner human self, your inner child. Just bring that part of you into the loving space with your soul inside your pillar. Yeah. Whew. Bring your human psyche, child self, human self into the loving embrace with your higher self inside here. All right, here we go. Things are starting to lift off the chest. We're just letting whatever's ready to unlock and loosen and lift. We're running the crystal diamond light to lift off these external barriers or blockages or body armor, because you have now your protective aura around your aura. You don't need to protect your heart. Your field is now safe. Your entire field is protected. Okay, that's it. More lifting off the heart that's been blocking love, blocking prosperity, blocking intuition, blocking heart magnetism, blocking your ability to receive down your pillar into the heart, all that you need, all that supports you, all that provides for you. All right, more coming off the heart. Lift out, spin out, clean out, reverse out, back to source light. Done. Release it out, let it go. You don't need it. Whew. You can stay safe in here, in your orb of light, in your container of light. Oh, more releasing. There's wounding coming out. So trauma is coming out of the heart. Let's flush that with the crystal diamond light, lifting out those painful emotions. The traumas. Whew, whoa, yeah, that's heavy. It's thick and heavy. Lift out the trauma, the emotions, the pain, the grief, the suffering, the fear, flushing the fear that you're not supported, right? You don't believe you're supported because you have been blocked. Okay, so lift out the fear. Ooh, a lot of fear coming out of the heart. Fear from not feeling safe, fear from persecution in past lives. Here comes more. Fast spin, big fast spin, lifting, layers off the heart. And as we remove the damage, right, remove the suffering, remove the pain that was creating this body armor, these blocks, let's call in the healing light from Divine Mother, Father God. It's a soft, warm, honey, healing light flowing down the pillar, and just bring that into your heart where it can sink into the cracks and fissures and fragments in the heart like glue. It's a sealant. That warm honey source light heals and mends and repairs and builds back a healthy, robust, open heart. Ooh. And as we're in here and we're removing the trauma of the past, and we're clearing the body armor, clearing the blocks, the layers, and we're healing our hearts back to wholeness. Give yourself permission to receive all that you need. Give yourself permission to receive all that you've given out into the world is spiraling back to you, and you can now receive it. Give yourself permission to have your needs met, to provide for yourself, to take care of yourself, to source yourself. Oof. Your pillar's opening bigger receiver. Your heart is expanding, bigger heart receiver. I'm open and receiving all that I need to support my soul's joy, my soul's health, my soul purpose, my soul mission. I am an open receiver. I am all that I am. Okay, we're in a fast spin and you are updating and upgrading. And you can do this as often as you need to heal and mend. I had to do this. Ugh. To heal and mend and repair and open that heart receiver. Oh yeah. All right, we're gonna let that keep running. This is a deep one.
Then from Candice in Australia. Specifically, may I request clearings on master slavery relations, please?
Master slave. Okay, so this is part of a operating system, slave enslavement. All right. Let's go see where this is running. Part of this has been in the planetary field, dating back to the Atlantean overthrow and invasion during the ET race wars, created an enslaved human race. So some of us, all of us have some of this. And then some of us have more of it depending on the family we're born into, right? You know, the history we have, the incarnational history we have. Okay, let's run the crystal diamond light down the crown, down the pillar, down the body. We're asking it to locate and lift and loosen and spin out all traces of the planetary enslavement operating system, master slave dynamic and pattern. Oof, whoa, here we go. Cancel and revoke it now. We spin it out, reverse it out, clean it out. You are canceling any participation in this enslavement system from all time, past, present, and future incarnations and timelines. All right, it's lifting off you. It's an entire holographic reality lifting off. We send that back to source light now. Done, complete, null and void. You're pulling your power from it. You're pulling your energy from it. You're pulling your light from it. Okay, there it goes. Ooh. You're bringing your power back inside you. You're pulling your light back inside you to come back into your inner source of power, which is your soul light. I'm a slave to no one. I'm the master of my own energy field. I'm the master of my own reality. Oof. Oh, it's updating. More is releasing off the back, quite a bit of some, these are memories releasing from anyone who's been trapped in that enslavement system. Memories are coming out. So this is, again, just holographic memories releasing. We flesh them out, clean them out, spin them out. You are resetting yourself back to freedom, resetting yourself back to sovereignty, resetting yourself back to soul sourcing yourself. Okay, good. That just rippled through. Whew. Oh, everybody's resetting. Just let that update inside you to your own soul lineage, to your own origin, to your own divine essence, to your own light body, to your own master plan. Resetting, updating. Whew. For your independent soul sourcing being. Still updating. And depending on how deep you're into that, you could have trauma releasing from that. You know, don't be surprised if in the coming hours or days you start sensing and feeling or seeing just bits and pieces or flashes or feelings, or it doesn't matter. You know, don't even interrupt it. You just let it drain out, spin out, release out. You are finishing that history. Woo. There goes more lifting off. Woo. You are a divine being, a master soul, a wise soul, a compassionate soul. You are not a part of that system any longer. Whew. There's more. Yeah, it's going to continue to ripple out for a while here. This is good. We pulled the system, so now it's just the residue is clearing. Like you pulled the guts of it out.
Ooh, we're all gonna need a nap.
Yeah, I know.
From Joan. Thank you, Joan, for your participation for the years you've joined us. She says she's aging and she's preparing herself for transition. And you and I spoke about that briefly earlier. I appreciate that mention, Joan. She says, I traveled to Egypt a number of years ago. If we don't mention Egypt, are we really doing a show? Okay. In January of 1990, I was with a large group of light workers. Most of us got sick, and I picked up some sort of parasite, which took a long time to rid. It was truly bad. So there's something in Egypt that we need to take out while we're clearing today.
Okay, let me just check with you. I had a similar experience a year ago in Egypt. Part of the Atlantean system is this parasitic energy. It's because it's a top-down parasitic hierarchical system. So Egypt is both, Egypt, it's so profound. So Egypt is the sacred space of the original star-seeded human prototype during the time of Zeptepi. This is when the primordial gods came from the 12 races from the multiverse and seeded a divine human prototype. But also after that time, that civilization, is what we call the Atlantean dark matrix. And so this is the invasion of the fallen consciousness and the reptilian invader race, which is, this race is parasitic. And so it has established a parasitic paradigm, a parasitic system. And especially if we go to any of these the heart chakra, the throat chakra, I'm here in Mount Shasta, the root chakra, there is more than normal presence of parasitic shadow, demonic presence, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so that's what you might have tapped into while you were there, especially if the body is running parasitic energy. Our job really isn't to drop down into that timeline anymore. Our job is actually to anchor in, ground in, and live in the future timeline that's coming in and grounding in and anchoring in that we call the golden age or the new earth or however you relate to it. We don't want to keep sliding down into the matrix. We don't want to keep dropping down into those energetics. That's actually what's in breakdown, as we were mentioning earlier. We don't want to be a part of that. We don't need to be a part of it. We don't need to save that. We need to continue to light up, activate, and live in this new future timeline. So, okay, here we go. Anyone who has parasitic disturbance or infection or toxins or however that may have shown up to you. It could be physical, it could be emotional, it could be mental, however that is. Okay, we're just going to do a kind of a general cleanse because we picked it up from the fallen Atlantean dark matrix, and it's just what we were born into. So it's not like we've done anything wrong, but we don't need to engage in it any longer. We can live fully in this new future timeline, this newer timeline. All right, washing down from crown, down the body, crystal diamond, purification light of source. Just let that wash through, give yourself a light bath. We're going to direct it to any presence of parasitic program, parasitic operating system, parasitic patterning, parasitic consciousness or unconsciousness, parasitic toxins, anything from the dark Atlantean matrix that is parasitic in its nature. We command out, we reverse out, we spin out, we cancel any permission allowing it to be in our body, heart, mind, aura. Okay, there we go. We're starting to, it's really coming out of the gut. Okay, coming out of the core. You might have digestive parasites. You might have emotional parasites in there. Just lift out, spin out. This is anything that's been feeding on your life force. You are denying access to any external energy that has been feeding on your life force. Your life force is only for you. So command it out, flush it out, lift it out. Any kind of virus you're fighting with, command it out. Again, it's feeding on your life force. It's very possibly feeding on fear. It's feeding on the lower dense emotions. We don't want to feed it. We want to clear it. We want to lift it. Okay, there goes more. Let's just do a good wash and spin out. Parasitic energy. Whoa, back to source light. Transmutation light. You are denying access to it. You are denying your energy to it. You are pulling your energy away from it. You're pulling your life force away from it. You're starving it out. You're allowing it to decompose and lift out, clean out, reverse out, drain out. Whew. Okay, there goes more. This is why we have to contain our aura. We don't allow this stuff in, and we don't leak our energy out. We contain our aura with our orb of light, our personal boundary. Okay, that's updating up and down through everyone. And let's just pull your energy more out of that matrix, right? Pull your energy out of that Atlantean timeline. Imagine you're extracting out of it and you're stepping more onto the path of light. That's the new timeline. This is the new earth, the golden age. You're making that your home, the foundation that your feet are grounding onto. You're shifting out of that old decomposing timeline. It's a dying timeline, and you're igniting yourself on the new timeline. I always see it kind of like a runway at the airport, but it's lit up. Step onto that timeline. This is for everyone to prosper in and to fulfill their soul purpose in and to live their soul incarnation on this new earth timeline. Okay, good shift. Where we focus is where our energy goes. Focus on the new earth timeline now as your home. I ground to it every day. Okay, fast spin. Big update for everybody. We're no longer giving our energy away to others. We're not giving our power away to others, and we're no longer allowing others to violate our own space and take from us. Self-contained. Ooh, yes, sovereign, self-contained, beautiful. Ooh, that really strengthened everything around the body there. Ooh, self-contained. Okay, that's grounding with the feet onto the Gaia's crystal grid. Okay, that's integrating. And if you sense or come across anything like this, again, you just deny it access. You're the master of your energy field, you deny it access. Okay, excellent.
Ready? So you mentioned denying access, and I think that, something that happens in this human lifetime, it's one thing to be a grown-up adult and have a bad job, or you have a bad boss, or you work with some neighbors that don't like you, and those sorts of things start to get into your field. Ken wrote in about childhood trauma, and as we all know, the thing about childhood trauma is you're little. Things are happening to you, and they become part of your experience on this planet before you've become a whole person. So, in adding with what Ken said, specifically childhood trauma, but I have another one from Kim that's about her weight. Today's her birthday. Happy birthday, Kim.
Happy birthday, Kim.
She says, I'm nearly twice the weight I should be, and always have been since I was a kid. I have no memory of ever being a normal weight person. Would you please help and uncover and resolve the unconscious issue that's holding it all in place? And then from Pam in England, I would also like to deep dive into the energy of clearing and healing the woundness of my inner child's heart. There are many lingering wounds of not feeling good enough. There's never enough, which leads me to use overeating to numb out from those shameful feelings of inadequacy. I can never expect more. This is an old generational inheritance of poverty consciousness. It's ever present.
Yes.
There's
Well,
a
and we can, especially if there, I know this very well. So if there's childhood wounding, childhood abuse, especially in the family, could be generational as well, that there isn't too much available to us as children to turn to. We don't even know how to verbalize it for the most part, right? It's all being internalized. And so I turn to food as well. And this is to give yourself the dopamine hit, right? This is to actually help you deal with the pain of that abuse. So this is a big one to break free of, but I found the only way I could actually stop turning to food as my coping mechanism is I had to get in and heal that deep wounding of the child. It took, years of working with the child essence. Um, so think of it as the food is really just the coping mechanism. It's not the problem. The food is not the problem. The wounding is what's causing the coping mechanism with the food. And typically, too, excess weight is protection, right? The child feels so unsafe and vulnerable inside that it's protecting itself with excess weight. We're feeling it needs more layers around it too, and it wants to be invisible because it doesn't want to attract more abuse. So this is so again, I can because I had this, I was getting, so angry at my body, but your body is really just trying to protect your child. So that everything's going to come back to the child. That's where we start. And I realized I had pushed my child away because it was too much. It was too painful to be. And so I first had to start to develop a relationship with my child. I had to start connecting to the child inside because I had pushed her away and I didn't want to deal with it and I didn't want to feel it. And yet the only way, they say feeling is healing. We have to go in and be with the child and help those emotions start to process. And as an adult, you can start to process it with your child. First thing I did is, again, you're going to use your right brain and you come inside and go connect to your child wherever she's hiding. And she might be curled up in a little hidey hole, and somewhere inside there, you're going to need to go connect to him or her, your child, and begin to create a sense of safety for that child. And I found that one of the first things I had to do is I had to commit to promise I would never let anyone hurt her again. All right. So this is where you, the more evolved, advanced, mature, wise you, are going to step it up and you're going to protect that child from now on. This is a very important part of us. This is a part of our psyche that we need to be healthy and happy. This is our joy. This is our creativity. This is our wonder, right? This is the part of us that is fun and alive, right? It's our vitality. We have to heal that child and integrate that aspect inside us again. So what I was guided to do is go in. I would do meditations with my child. I come in, I would connect with her, and I would take her into the way Metatron described it was kind of like a safety cocoon. I bring her into a cocoon of mother's love, mother's healing, mother's grace, mother's unconditional maternal support, so she could start to feel nurtured, safe, loved, healed. To me, it was kind of like a soft pink mother's healing cocoon that I brought my child in there. Inside, it all happened inside me, in my core, in the heart. Is I was working with it more in the heart there. That's the starting point. So you need to make that connection with your wounded child, because nothing else is going to improve until you start working with your child's energy. It needs to feel you're there for it. It needs to, because it didn't feel that. It was a child, it had no one championing it in the early years, the formative years. So it needs to feel you're there for it. And I found I would start to like tuck her into bed with me, and I sit her on my lap when I'm at the computer, or I put her on my lap as I'm driving around. And I had to start building a relationship with her. I say, well, what is it that you need? What do you want? And she started telling me, what are the things that you like? She likes to be in nature. She likes to read. She likes to listen to music. I wasn't really doing any of that. And so she likes her treats, but this is where I had to learn, where I would give her a treat without it being a coping mechanism for the pain. This is all developed over time. Get it into a healthy balance. So, okay, so let me just tune in with all of you who are working through the process as I'm describing of healing the inner child. And I do actually have a very comprehensive course at my academy for inner child healing, if that is something you really feel you could benefit from. I also do private sessions on this too, because this is deep work we're talking about here. Okay, so let's just tune into our our little one inside, right? Let's just grab our inner child's hand and start taking them into the heart space where they're safe with our beautiful soul. I'm going to bring them into a healing space. I found, I even said, okay, I'm going to bring all your favorite things into that healing space. So all her favorite things that she wants surrounding her toys and her friends and her animals, and you just bring in all her favorite things. So she's getting your attention, right? She's being cared for the first time. Okay. We're gonna use the power of the diamond light and the vortex to start to wash through the child inside here in the healing cocoon. We're just going to start to lift off the child layers of pain and suffering and abuse and trauma, where they were frightened, they were violated, they were interfered with, they were ignored, they were abused. Okay, here we go. We just let that energy lift off you, flushing it out, lifting it out, cleaning it out, spinning it out from your beautiful inner child. Ooh, lift, lift, lift. Okay, that's good. It's like you're just kind of pulling the heavy stuff off the child. Just let's start to reverse that out, remove that out, return that back to source creator. Done, complete, lifting, spinning, releasing. Okay, there goes more off the child. We don't want that child carrying any of this anymore. It's such a burden. So you're lifting the burden of her or his pain and suffering off their little bodies, off their little hearts, off their little minds. Lift it off. Good. And look how heavy that is. Back to source now. Oh, so it's like you're in here now doing the heavy lifting. You're in here now helping them get free of being constantly traumatized over and over again by all that. Good. Here comes more off. If you have memory of the trauma, you can continue to banish it out, command it out. If you don't have memory, you just work with it as energy and push it out, spin it out, reverse it out, lifting it away from your child. Good. There goes more. Whew. Oh, that's good. Just lightening up. Because we need the child to heal. However long it takes, they're not going to force it or push on this. We're just going to let the child be in this healing space with the beautiful soul as long as it needs. So I found that I needed maternal healing. So I called in Divine Mother, had her come in, and she just, picked up my child, wrapped her arms around her, and just started transferring healing mother's energy, healing mother's love into my wounded child. Just like soaking it in. Again, I always see mother's healing energy like that soft pink light, if that helps you. Oof, just breathe that in. Just allow that to flow into your child. It's mother's healing touch, mother's healing's love, her safety zone, just wrapping around the child. So her loving care, compassion. And it starts to like rebirth your child again back to their original essence and vibrancy and vitality and innocence. What we're doing right now is called time editing. We're in the vortex and we're spinning back into the time of the wounding in childhood and we're rewriting it. And I rewrote my whole childhood differently. And the psyche has healed from this. So you can do this in the vortex. You can go back and remove what was the abuse, remove the trauma, like you're erasing it out, because that's what you're doing. We're holographic. You're in there erasing it out and replacing it with love and care and safe sanctuary and protection. And the child heals inside us, and it integrates, and it brings all of its magic back inside of us, all its joy, all of its power comes alive in us again as the child integrates. Where our pain is no longer controlling us, we are the masters of our energy and our reality. Okay, we're gonna let that integrate. You want to do some live calls?
Yeah, one more, and then, are you, I guess the calls will come to you directly, just one more real quickly.
I see some raised hands here. Let me go view. Few
Okay,
raised hands.
Darlene said something about that I'd never seen before. She said, "I'd like to know why I have weak bones." That seemed something I hadn't seen before.
It feels genetic.
Okay.
Also, okay, so also I'm just going to share with everyone that I have found probably majority of the time, it's not just always one source, it's multiple sources. And so she has genetic imprint there, but she also has a lack of feeling nurtured. So don't be surprised as you're doing your process that you might find there's different nuances that are happening that are causing the condition. So one thing I would add in is nurture yourself however you are, whatever feeds you the most, but it's not to hide the pain, it's to nourish you, to nurture you. And then you can start to cancel and revoke your participation in the ancestral family operating system, the family history and lineage of any kind of issue with the bone. And then, of course, there's always treatments you can do to fortify your bones. Interesting thing about bones as well, that's our infrastructure. Maybe you don't feel like you have a strong infrastructure in you. You might feel it's shaky or it's weak or it's missing pieces, and that kind of thing. But also bone, it has it has crystals, it's piezoelectric properties. I would run the crystal diamond light into your bones and begin to fortify them as well. So you can do it with energy, and then you can also do it um, with protocols, herbs or supplements or whatever protocols. And if it is a big problem, you go talk to a doctor. I'm very much treating both physical and energetic, both sides. We are not just one. This came through loud and clear through the pandemic. Everyone thought, well, I'm just raising my vibration, so then I will never get sick. Okay, that's not how it works. You have a physical body, your particle field, and you have your energy body, your wave state. You need to be treating both. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox.
That's okay. I don't have access to the raised hand, so I'm gonna.
Okay. Let me go over here and pull them up. I'm thinking we did okay, let's go to, thank you everyone. There's a lot of names here. I don't even know where to begin. If you can keep it to, because we're running really long here, so if you can keep it to a quick sentence, let me know what's coming up and we'll dive right in. Okay, so first call in Elizabeth. Allow to talk. Did I get Elizabeth opened? No, what
I
did I
think
just
she's
do?
muted.
Oh, sorry, Elizabeth. Let's unmute you. Ask to unmute. Doesn't look like it's working very well.
Mm-mm.
Keep hitting ask to unmute, but it's not doing it. We may not be able to do our live ones here. Sorry, Elizabeth, can you, sorry guys, I don't know why I hit allow to talk and it didn't seem to work. All right, I'm gonna waste time on here. For some reason, it's not allowing.
Do you
If
want to
if
select a different name? See what you can find. I see Nada there.
okay, let's go pull up Nada. Might be in my settings for some reason. Oh, Nada. All right, that worked on Nada. Hello, my dear.
Hi.
What's your
Hi,
question?
thank you, Meg.
You're welcome.
So I have been doing a lot of energy and clearing work. The last year was a little bit, there was a lot happening, a lot of transformation, physically, mentally, spiritually, everything. However, my body seems, the more I feel I'm recovering, the more sensitive it is to everything. A lot of food I'm sensitive to, even the organics, and it's just becoming a little bit difficult for me. So I'm wondering if there's a block there, if there's something I need to look at.
Okay, this is very common. I experienced this as well. The deeper we get in, it feels like it's symptomatic of the clearings you're doing, where it's
Oh,
as this energy is coming out, it's like disrupting your own ecosystem. Does that make sense? Like it's I can remember complaining to Metatron, I'm like, this clearing is it supposed to be like this? And it's like the energy is coming out as it went in. So if you
mm.
experienced it as, sharp edged, upsetting, disruptive energy, it's coming out that way. Does that make sense, Nada?
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
let's ask what we can help to let me just churn into with you. So let's like try to solve, and this is for anybody who's experienced this, is very common. I had this as well. Think of it like as you're really in there and you're doing the good work and you're clearing out these really deep disruptive energies. Let's
Hmm.
run the crystal diamond light down your entire body and let's soften it. Let's just wherever it's really harsh edge, where it's really painful, especially in the gut. Okay, here we go. We're just going to soften the edges. If it's in the nervous system, we're going to soften the energy where it's really spiky in the nervous system.
Yeah.
Okay, here you go. You're actually starting to release. We're just going to release out that harsh energy as it's clearing. Whoa. Oh, you got a whole big layer of it coming off you. Spin out, flush out, clean out. Oh, my goodness. Okay, you're doing great. Keep going. So this is the deep harsh stuff coming off. Whoa, it's literally like shards of glass coming off you, like a big miasm of it coming off you. Ooh, just let it come out. Whoa, into the light now. Flush out, clean out, spin out, release out. We're softening the edges so it can come out in a big release. All right, that was another good one. Oh, the other thing that Metatron had me do, he said, imagine like you're just kind of stepping into a golden pool and just let your body relax and float on it. And it's just starting to submerge into that soft, undulating pool of golden light. And it can open up around all the atoms and soften the edge. Yeah, there you go. Soften the edge. Ooh, and that lifts more out. Oh, into light. Ooh. And instead of emotionally attaching to it, you're actually like stepping back from it so it can lift. That's it. That was it. Good. Whoa, right out of your gut there, right out of the solar
Yeah,
plexus.
I feel it. Yes.
You just don't attach to it, don't identify with it. You just escort it out, let it go, spin it out. And then you're in, and just like as I think I mentioned this earlier, it's kind of like emptying a cup and then we replace it with our own soul energy, which is so smooth and gentle and healing. So as we just flush that out of the core, out of the gut, you're gonna just breathe down your pillar, more of your beautiful soul light, soul essence, and soul healing presence. There you go, right into where that all that sharp, harsh energy was. Ooh. Oh, yes. Just breathe that in. Bring soul into you. This is soothing and calming and peaceful and gentle. Ooh. It's harmonizing with you. Get it deep into the gut there, into the solar plexus. Claim your solar plexus as your power center. Claim it as yours. Move it. Fill it with soul light. It's the home of the soul. Good. Oh, more releasing. Just let that go. So you're releasing the history, you're releasing the past. You're actually doing really good work. You're in the deep stuff, the sharp edge stuff, but you can soften it now more as it is purging out.
Okay.
Okay, my dear.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Okay. Okay. I think I figured out how I had to go back up to the top here. Here's Elizabeth. We'll go back to Elizabeth. Let me ask to unmute you. Ay, ay, ay. Ask to unmute. I don't know why it's working with Nada, but it didn't with Elizabeth. I'm sorry, my dear. All right, I'm gonna go to somebody else. Let me go to Donna. See if I can get Donna to open. No. No, this first few just did not work. Okay, we're gonna go to Kande. Candy? Is that how you say your name? Candy?
Tom is letting us know.
Yes, can you hear me?
Oh, there you are, my dear. Thank you. Yes.
Oh, go
What's
ahead,
your
Minette.
question?
Oh, thank you both so much. This has been fantastic.
Good.
My question, some of it I think you've answered and maybe all of it, but my question is, where's my energy and prosperity blocked, and how can the flow be restored, and any wisdom from that integrated to support my ascension path? Because I know I've cleared a lot, but that financial piece is still sticky.
Yeah, well, and you
Thank
have to
you.
think too, yes. So I want to say this to everybody too. This is why I keep encouraging everyone to get up every morning and ground onto the new timeline, because that will support your financial abundance. That will support your inflow. The Atlantean matrix we were born into is not designed to support our abundance. It is a hierarchy. Only the top tier get all the abundance. So if you're struggling, pull out of that system. Does that make sense, Candy?
Absolutely.
Okay, I just want to make sure everyone understands what we're dealing with. It's a planetary system that's only designed to feed the top tier. So, all right, let's go back to you now. So let me just tune in with you. Okay, so again, there goes the old system coming off the back of you. Let's do it again, you guys. You are canceling, revoking any participation in the old Atlantean dark hierarchy power system. It is designed against us. It does not support us. It does not support our abundance. It does not support us soul sourcing ourselves. Okay, it's popping off the back of you, Candy. It's pop those cords out, step out of the matrix, step out of the web, disentangle from it, step into your soul pillar of light. And step onto the new earth timeline, onto that path of light, that runway of light. Okay, that's it. Whoa, there, popped off the back. Ooh. We'll never make it in that system, folks.
I just took a big step forward with my body
You
too.
sure did. Oh, there you go. Now I feel you grounding into your pillar. Good, because we need to be in a system that supports us. So this
Oh, thank you so
new,
much.
yes, this new timeline, this new system, it's a circular system. So what we give out, we can now finally receive back in, instead of it just going up to the top tier. That's what's been happening.
That, and I feel it's limited me in being able to work with my clients as well. So I feel that freedom. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Okay, so I feel your feet are grounding up for you. Yeah. So just you just be aware of it. I just make sure, especially when I get out in nature, I make sure I ground onto the crystal grid, on that new timeline, on that path of life, that's my home base, my foundation, and it really is very supportive.
Yes. Thank you, Meg and Manette.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm sure everyone benefited from that. So that was wonderful.
Meg,
Okay, Manette.
well, I know you have another caller. While you're on grounding, Andrea put a question in the Q&A, and she said that she's having problems grounding, even though she doesn't every morning and in the day she does exercise to get grounded, but she feels like she's going up and maybe she's a little too high up. There's part of her who can't really what she says is doesn't know who I really am.
Sounds like you're spiraling up, but you need to then also spiral it back down. So there's nothing wrong with spiraling up. We want to open up to the higher dimensions, higher field, but then don't forget that final step where then you use the vortex and you spiral it back down the pillar like we did in the beginning of the show. You pull it inside you and you begin to ground it literally in your organs, in your body, in your bones, right? Your feet are, and I do have to go out in nature. I'm not going to lie. It helps me if I can actually get outside and get, next to our big redwood trees, right? And then just ground it in like I'm the redwood tree, right? I got roots grounding it in. So spiral up and then remember to spiral it back inside to ground it in. What was Tom saying? You mentioned that Tom had sent you a message, I think.
Oh
Manette?
yeah, he was just saying in terms of your inability to get them off of mute, their mic might not be on.
Ah, that's very true. Okay, I can tell we're starting to get towards the end. Starting to get tired too. I just want to make sure
You've been
that
going for a good long time, sweetheart.
we have been. Let me just see if we're still all in our vortices. So let's just see if there's anything still Metatron wants to help with all this, because we have touched on some really critical points here today. You guys are awesome. Like you have covered it. I'm just thrilled. So let me just tune in with all of us. And okay, here we go. We are releasing some more. We're just going to let our vortex spin out whatever is not serving us, right? Whatever is holding us back, whatever is opposing us, limiting us. Here comes some more. We're just letting these layers lift, these energies lift back into source light. Ooh. Set yourself free from the past, free from that old hierarchy system, free from the matrix, free from being separated from your beautiful higher self, right? From your soul, free from all of that, free to be living in wholeness and oneness. Oh, there was more coming. It feels mostly to me coming off the back. So that's the past. The past is the back. The front is your path of light, the new timeline. Yep. Oh, all kinds of stuff come off the back. We spin out, clean out, reverse out. Imagine you're just kind of letting concrete blocks drop off the back of you. Dead weight. Drop it off. Done. Lighten you up. Oh my goodness. It's still coming. Still coming off. Whew. Let's just hold for a minute here. We're just getting help from our angelic guardians. We're getting help from Metatron. We're getting help from our higher selves. Oh, a lot coming off the back there. You spin off, clean off, or like release it. Imagine if you have to, you got to get in there, and just cut cords, cut entanglements, let it go, set it free, set yourself free. Oof. Oh, there goes more off the bat. So we want our energy flowing, don't we? We want to move forward, right? We want to expand. We want to live as the higher self. We want access to all that is. So we set ourselves free. Oof. Okay, we're finally starting to come. That was a little there. Okay, coming into center. Let's just focus into our hearts. Oof, right into center, right into the calm. Our beautiful. Oof, here we go. We're group and individually. Imagine you're pulling it from the quantum field deep inside you into the physical body, physical life, all the way down the body to the feet. We're grounding it in, into the earth plane, onto the crystal grid, locking it in. It's updating code. It's updating RNA and DNA. So you're shifting from the old human energetics to your soul energetics, updating, spinning in, grounding in, merging in, blending in. Ooh. There we go. Ooh. And as that settles in, takes hold, that completes our work for today. And so it is. So it is, everyone. So it is. So, oh my goodness, we, as I mentioned, you might still be feeling this for possibly the remainder of today. Even if you're listening to it later, you're getting into the vortex, and so it's timeless. So it's going to be as alive and powerful and active anytime you listen to these activations. So you can always come back and work with them again. I gave you a URL where I'll post the replay. Previous one, just making sure everyone has access to it. And Manette and I just wanted to also share some of the other offers that we're doing, because we've been, we're very dedicated to supporting your process, and also, of course, as we mentioned earlier, our planetary progress here. It takes a village. We need all of you to contribute. And so one of the events that Manette and I have been doing for the past 13 years, since 2011, is our monthly global activations. And it's a little over an hour, and typically it's focused on a certain gateway that's happening. Like this summer, we're going to have the 888 Lions Gate. That's going to be a biggie. We honor the solstices, which is coming in a couple of weeks. We honor the equinoxes and these kinds of things. These are very powerful gateways that open in the planetary field, and we can really influence our future. These are, in a way, are very timely, right? We're just keeping up with what's happening on the planet every month, very timely. And as I mentioned earlier, we focus on personal activations and then also planetary activations. And it's a great way to stay keeping up with what's happening with us and with the planet as well. So as I mentioned, our next one is going to be June 20th for the solstice, June solstice, the longest day of the year of light for those of us in the northern hemisphere.
Oh, Meg, you're breaking up. I'm so sorry.
If you're getting
Oh no. Can you, there you go. Can you say that again?
okay. If you're getting my newsletter, all the events are posted there. You can join us. It's a small fee to help sponsor that show. We'd love to see you.
Meg, I'm good. I can't hear you, but I'm gonna post the link for the
Join us there
membership.
for the solstice global doing heart activations that are there at the YouTube channel. Again, you can do it anytime because it's in the timely vortex. And then also we offer a private membership if you want some help, you want some coaching. This is a deal. Instead of signing up for a private session with me, you can get monthly membership access to our shows and my mentoring material, a lot of training, audio, download meditations, all kinds of stuff. So that's available to you as well, the membership option. So just want to make sure you know we're here to support you. There's lots of ways that you can join us and be with us and continue this amazing journey we're on, this amazing process. So also, if you want to ask any questions, especially what we did today, please contact us at our customer support email, support@newearthcentral.com. Did I kick anything else, Minute? I need to remind them of.
I know, I'm trying to type it in there. It's
If you are new to Quantum Access, there's a free starter kit that you can sign up for and get a download. I think you might have put that one in the chat room too, the URL.
yeah, I put it in a little earlier. I'm gonna put it in again right now.
Perfect.
Like I said, forgive, I'm like this, we did a lot. I'm even a little like, woo.
Yeah, we're all ready for a nap.
Or a salt bath or something.
Yeah, really.
It was a lot. There's a lot, man.
Seriously. So yeah, so there's a starter kit, the free starter kit there that includes a meditation download and a checklist to get you started. So I just want to make sure you know we're here for you, and we are thrilled to meet up with you. We'll meet again and doing another month or so. Let me see how my calendar is. Okay. Did I drop out again?
A little bit, but I got all the information in the link. You guys have our email address if you need to figure out what we may have missed. For all of you who wrote in for healing, thank you for trusting us. You just sent us your name and your location. It is beautiful. I trust that everybody got something out of this. It was huge.
All right, with that, we're gonna send our love and hope to see you soon again. Bye for now, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye for now.